over yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, stand to your feet and make noise for Gresh Unleashed!
Let's go! When the club go around here, I'm a cactus. Bang, bang, gang, I don't owe you jack. When I'm in the ring, it's just me and my best friends. OC cutting no slack. Hollywood Miz, you can put me on the A-list. Gresh Unleashed, better put it on your playlist. Me and my fam be ballin' like the Bruce. Fight night, baby, hard hitting like Sheamus. Family first, yes, bloodline business. Winning all the gold, look at how they witness. I was taught to be the greatest. 1,000 days I'm running, check out the book of Guinness. Coolin' with the baddies in the baddie section. Guarantee you they ain't jaded. Yellow, you baby face, I ain't feeling your gimmick. The fans think it's overrated. Brock Lesnar on the beast. Eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. Whole new swag with a price on the tag. Coming live from the west to the east. Better recognize on the mouthpiece. See the power level gotta increase. Bringing content on a daily. Feeling like Gresh Unleashed.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary pals, baby mamas, baby daddies, and everybody in between. Welcome back to the Gresh Unleashed podcast. This is another bonus episode of the show that brings you the good vibes to the best of our abilities. And joining you, as always, is the voice that does the most, the purveyor of mischief, Gresh. And joining me, as always, is my main man, my right-hand man, my partner in them, the voice of the Unleashed Anthem, and the Prince of Botch himself, Mr. Hi-Lite Real, as we are here to talk about NXT No Mercy 2024, which we said during the pre-show was pretty much a mixed bag. But before we get into that and dive deep into that, what's good with you, brother?
What's good, everybody? You already know, man. Happy Sunday. To my folks back home in Memphis 10, happy 901 day, man. Had a rep for tonight. Wish I could have been back home to enjoy those festivities. But we here, kicking it with my homeboy, enjoying some NXT talk, man. So let's do this thing, bro.
And you already know, for a lot of people who joined us last night, actually, or yesterday evening, because we was here. The time Bash in Berlin was a little earlier, but for those of you who joined us for Bash in Berlin, we basically told you guys, hey, we're gonna be here for NXT to talk NXT, because we typically, our usual show is Tuesday, so we typically go after NXT. So it seemed only fitting that we talk about the show that we've been pretty much giving our betting odds on for the past couple of weeks. So we are here to talk about everything. And like I said, it was a mixed bag. It was we had some dope matches that I feel like some people showed improvement, because a lot of people need to understand that NXT is WWE's developmental. Because my sister, even when she sees me watching it, she'll ask, what's this, who's this? I said, this is just this is their developmental. So I have a lot of people who ask me, what is NXT? And I'm like, and they see some people that are, once they're polished, like really polished, they will definitely be next up on the main roster with WWE, Triple H in control, all that stuff. But tonight, I feel like a lot of people did stand out in a good way, and a lot of people did stand out as far as like, okay, some stuff that happened, didn't really care for it. But that's just our personal preference. For those of you who don't know, we like to hear at the Gresh Unleashed podcast and Freepedia and OTS Media Co. like you guys to understand that we don't speak on behalf of anybody. We're just here to talk about pretty much how we feel, and then you can always chime in the chat with your thoughts and opinions on what we say, and basically have a good conversation. But overall, your thoughts on this show? I already gave my set. I said it's a mixed bag, but what are your thoughts on this show?
Honestly, bro, about the same. Like you said, you very much said it well, my guy. It's pretty much just you can see where people are on the totem pole in terms of like measuring stick, like who's getting closer, who's pretty much just about at that next gear, who's probably a few polishings away from being in that next level, and overall, pretty solid show, and for a developmental, if you will, pretty solid show that had its weak and strong points.
Yeah, it was a solid. Like I saw someone in the Tony over on YouTube, 9.5 out of 10, 1 point bonus for Giulia's entrance. So that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people rated it higher than most. I was more so mixed back. So if I had to rate it, we'll definitely rate it once we actually talk about everything and give our thoughts. But if I had to rate it, I wouldn't say it was that high, but it wasn't low either. So like I didn't hate anything on this show. It was some stuff that I was like, I could have done without, or this was whatever. But hey, overall, it was a pretty fun experience. Like the wrestling in general, this whole weekend was a pretty fun experience as far as like just something to do Labor Day weekend and have a good time with your folks, and or even if you're not with your folks, just have a good time in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're not gonna waste any more time with. You said what now?
I was gonna say yeah, and the crazy part is you say that, and we still got Raw tomorrow on actual Labor Day. So there's
It's
that.
Labor Day. Will I pay attention to it? Maybe. Like
Maybe, yeah. I don't even know if they'll give us. We don't know. This Triple H, what's his track record?
Triple
on
H.
holiday episodes?
Triple H. Some of his holidays episodes are a mixed bag. Some of them are decent. So far, the holiday episodes that I've seen under him have never been like flat out like you can tell that they're half-assing. But you can tell. But but every holiday episode, I always go with low expectations because I expect them to half-ass because of the years that I've watched WWE. My majority of my life, I could just say all my life at this point because I've been technically watching it on and off since the '90s when I was a baby. So with my family, so that's why I'm like it's a mixed bag. It depends on if Triple H feel like phoning it in and just dragging his feet like usual, or if he want to just give us the actual fallout for Bash in Berlin on Raw. We'll see. Rennie on YouTube said I'm actually enjoying everyone championship reign so far, even Ethan's. Ethan Page isn't bad.
Yeah,
he's not bad.
Not. There have been worse NXT champions in the past. He could be worse, but he's doing. I mean, I'm happy for the guy personally. I'm glad he's getting his shine, if you will, in due diligence. But am I gonna say it's the most exciting run? No, but it is. It's tolerable for sure.
Right. I get it, and now I respect it too. So. Hey, so now I guess we can just go ahead and switch over and talk about NXT No Mercy. And I guess the first match they had, we'll do the same thing we did with Bash in Berlin yesterday. We'll go in order of basically whatever match they kicked off with. And they kicked off with the NXT Tag Team Championships on the line. Nathan Frazier and Axiom challenged Chase Hughes, Andre Chase, and Ridge Holland for the NXT Tag Team Championship. And I'm going to be honest with you, this match was a fun opener, but I feel like the Heat Wave match was better.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I'm going to have to go on your word for this one with it since I didn't get a chance to catch the show on time at the time because of the... I guess we can say
personal issues.
Mountain times. Well, yeah, that too, that as well. But from what I did catch, I'm going to go back and watch this one, but I'm going to take your word for it because I feel like a lot of times when it comes to sequel matches, sometimes you can, sequel matches are a lot like sequel movies. Sometimes the sequel can top the original, but it just depends. And if the Heat Wave match was better, I wouldn't be surprised by that outcome because this one seemed like it was just a match to set up for the situation that happened at the end.
Yeah, the one joke I have to say is like I love the fact that it is officially canon that the only time Axiom and Frazier win is when they accidentally hit each other.
Yeah, isn't that funny? Gosh.
That's the only reason why they won because when they was in sync, they lost the titles. But the accident, it's like they kicked him, he knocked them out, and then it was like, what better way to wake up than by actually winning a title? So
it's an interesting
I like the fact that that is officially canon in the story that they actually win the titles because they accidentally kick each other.
These guys, man. Oh my Lord.
But didn't we both predict that it was going to be? Did we predict that it was going to be a heel turn?
Yeah, we did. I think on your end, I think we split on
I
it
was like
because I
both of
felt like
them. I
they
was like
looked
I
a
wanted
little,
both of them
yeah.
because I think
Because
I wanted both of them. Yeah.
yeah, me too. I wanted to say I had both of them going heel, but evidently that's not what we got. We got something completely, eh.
Yeah, we
know.
got Ridge was the one who turned heel. And it's like it's funny to me because it's like I'm looking at people, they're like, oh my god, he turned heel. I was like, damn, he was a babyface. I was supposed to cheer for him. So it was
I mean, and that's yeah. Deserves a bang for sure. I have not met a single Ridge Holland fan yet. If you're out there, please say something. Let us know because I've never seen it. No crickets.
Riley's World said has no aura. Ridge Holland fan. Oh, you want to hear Ridge Holland fans?
There we go.
There we
Exactly.
go.
No pop. Oh man.
Like, bro, when they did that turn, I was literally staring at the wall. Like,
Okay.
I don't know. Have you seen The Office?
Yes, I've seen it.
You know that black guy, the black guy who stares. That's
and
how I
rolls
was
his
looking.
eyes.
Yeah,
yeah. No, that fits. That's an accurate description, my friend.
that's literally how I was looking when I saw that. I was just like, oh, brother, okay. I'm like,
oh, brother, this guy sucks. You know.
it reminds me of that. It reminds me of that meme where a lot of people said on Twitter where it was like every promoter has that mid wrestler that they just refuse to give up on, and I'm like, Rich. They just refuse to give up on this man. And then Thea Hale crying. I'm like, oh my god, this just. I wasn't supposed to laugh, but I don't know if it was the acting or what. But I'm just like, girl, it's just fucking Rich.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, girl, you better stand up.
She
Like, what's that TikTok meme? Stand up. Stand up.
she just, look, poor Thea. She just did what she had to do in terms of character, and it just was like,
oh yeah, because wasn't she vouching for him or something?
Yeah, and there was that weird angle of you kind of remind me of my daughter.
Oh yeah, he's like, you remind me of my daughter. I'm like, okay. And it had me sitting there like, how old are you, sir?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. This Rich Holland experiment, just homeboy ain't been nothing really since the Brawling Brutes, and even that wasn't him. That was just us.
Facts. That was like a stretch. Like, ooh, okay.
Exactly. You know what I mean? But what else? Whatever floats your boat, Ridge. By all means, do your thing, brother. Do your thing.
Do your thing. But yeah, the match was fine. The match was, like I said, it was. I still, at the end of it, I feel like the Heat Wave match, which included, instead of Ridge, it was Duke, was better than this one. But it was not a bad match whatsoever. So.
No, yeah. The chemistry was there. My thing is, if I'm gonna keep it a buck because I know these two won the titles, but Chase U's a whole faction. Mr. Chase, sir, you are a whole professor. You're smarter than this, okay? I've seen instances. You didn't trust JC Jane. You didn't trust Duke at first when he first came on board. You mean to tell me your professor senses didn't tingle to say, you know what, I'm going to make a little audible and I'm going to I don't know, free bird rule this and just get one of the other members of Chase U in here? You know, why not? That's a funny one. I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just my gripe. What do you think, Gresh?
Listen. Whatever floats your boat. That's how I respond nowadays. It's like whatever. If it floats your boat, hey, have fun with Rich. Me, yeah, I'm good on that. Like, that was just whatever. But what wasn't whatever, or at least to us, was the next match, which was the TNA versus NXT match. Former Rascals turned bitter enemies, I guess you can say. Wes Lee versus now new TNA X Division champion. How about call him Nash Carter again? Zachary Wentz.
It's okay, brother. It's okay. I get what you mean. You know, but oof, boy,
Can I be honest?
Go
Can
ahead.
I be honest with this match?
Go ahead.
This match was good, dope even. Like I enjoyed it, but I feel like it didn't live up to the Grudge tagline. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Like, I feel like if someone turns on me and uses like and literally turns me practically into Swiss cheese by smashing my skull into steel steps via a meteora, wouldn't you out of the gate just start swinging and not go straight into the whole like flip stuff?
Well,
that's just me.
Yes, you're not wrong for thinking that, but here's why I think that is not the case.
Mm-hmm.
Deep down, Zachary Wentz still kind of sort of loves his brother Wes Lee. So there was just a little bit of holdback where it's like, yeah, I still did what I had to do because I want to beat some sense into you. And we saw in that post-match interview, he did say that he lost a brother. So, like, but it's almost like he didn't really mean that when he said it. Like, you know, it's almost like he was saying that because they went to war. But there's a part of him that still has a little remorse for him. Wes Lee, there's no doubt in my mind there's going to be some kind of, they're going to run this back. Because Wes Lee's he's not finished with them. He's going to do something so next level to where then that grudge level you mentioned is going to showcase itself in part 2.
Do you think the part 2 will take place at a TNA show or WWE?
Ooh, that's a good question. Okay, so what they could probably do, if I'm being honest, if they're going to do this rubber match style, you could do it on TNA turf for the second, and then for the third, you would do it in a WWE aspect. You know, so like, maybe you can do it in time by the CW premiere, whether it's the second one that's in
St.
Louis, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a good primetime spot. Or just wait for the next NXT pay-per-view if they have one. I'm assuming they're going to have one somewhere around that Survivor Series time, maybe.
Yep.
So
probably. I believe so. I think I saw it.
Yeah, I want to say they should have one around that time. So you could totally get away with doing it. A rubber match where it's like a best out of 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to lie. The Trey Miguel thing, like I texted you and told you about, was one thing I did not think. I thought about the X Division Championship because we didn't expect him to win that at all. So the fact that he won it was like, oh, cool. All right. Well, that definitely changes things. It's just like, you know.
Because I saw the discourse online. A lot of people was like, oh, he just won the X Division title just to lose it in NXT. And I was like, nah, I don't think they would do that. At least not Sean.
No, they did good. I mean, I will say this about this match, brother. Once again, as I have already said before in previous episodes, dog, WWE yet again has continued to show why they are so much better than AEW with this crossover promotion thing right here with TNA. Because a TNA talent literally just beat one of yours on your turf in a pay-per-view setting.
Yep.
They didn't have to do that. They easily could have had Wes Lee just go over and be like, F your X Division champion. I don't care if he just won that. Because AEW show would have did that. They would have had that brother lose in a heartbeat. Not give two cares.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you though. I'm just like,
yeah. He's like, you know what? Let him cook. Let him cook. Yeah.
I'm like, let him cook.
You know, but I mean, that's why I'm just like, hey, bro, they did their thing, man. I'm happy. I'm proud of WWE because again, they did not have to do that. They easily could have been like, hey, if they did you that way, we gonna really do you this way. But they said, no, you know what? Yeah.
We want y'all to say, hey, this new regime, y'all can trust us. But that's what I'm saying. Like, besides I guess you could say what I just said was more so of a nitpick than me not enjoying it, because I enjoyed it. Like,
for sure.
The double stomp to the outside because the announce table went into business for itself by breaking off of a super kick.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I enjoyed the match, but I was just saying, like, I felt like it was missing something. So that basically, me feeling that way lets me know that, hey, they're setting up for a rematch.
Oh yeah.
On down the line, because they're holding back. Because I feel like, because that's one thing about me. I think one thing about me is like I have to remind myself that I have to let certain builds cook before I just assume that something is missing, because in my mind, I guess that's just the South country boy in me. In my mind, if somebody betray me, it's on sight.
Okay.
But then when you explain it to me that he still see like some type of, he's holding back because he's like, Wes is still technically my brother. We just got to fight it out. Then I understand that perspective. So I'm like, oh, okay. So now I can enjoy the match more with that perspective, because my initial reaction was more so like, damn, he turned on you. He sent your other brother into the barricade, broke it, and then he hit you with a double meteor. He basically called you a loser, a lesser than. So I'm just gonna come out swinging and just prove that I'm pussy. I'm pussy. No, I'm not. I'm finna whoop your ass. That's just what I initially thought. But now that I actually had time to process it, you basically explaining it from that perspective, I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah. And see, that's why I love these discussions, brother, when we give these opposite end point of views based off each other's points like that, because I could totally see that, like I said, what you're saying, I feel like will happen when they're just trying to build that up a little bit, where now Wesley's going to be out for blood and revenge, because it's like, no, you think you did something by beating me, but you just proved my point that you're lesser than, because it took this guy for you to win, and you can't beat me straight up one-on-one, or it could be anything. You get what I'm saying? Wesley's definitely going to have something to gripe about because of Trey Miguel, which is why that's an interesting factor with the Trey Miguel situation, because he kind of sort of plays a part in this anyway. Like you said, he took that man out just as much as he did Wentz. So it's really 1 versus 2 here, and you know, it's going to be interesting to see where this goes. But Trey Miguel is clearly the middleman in this, where it's between these two, and he'll probably just take them out again or something. Who knows? But yeah, man. Arguably, probably the best match out of these matches on the card, but there might be a match that might have gave it a run for its money.
Mm-hmm. But the next match we have is for the NXT Women's North American Championship. Kelani Jordan challenging against the spooky dookie hocus pocus version of Wendy Chu. Thoughts on this match?
Felt like a TV match, low key, but at the same time, I liked the story it was trying to go with, as far as Kelani Jordan having to dig a little deeper to try to figure out a way to beat this one, and how even with Wendy Chu, her offense was darn near on the aggressive side of, like, you know, that sleeper for a slick second. They made you thinking like, yo, she might lose this thing for a minute. But it did what it needed to do. It served its purpose. But again, it just kind of felt TV matchish a little bit for this one.
Okay, so the chat pretty much agree with you. Riley's World said Wendy must have been half asleep in this match because it was. I'm guessing she probably said it wasn't it. Rennie said they could have had this match on NXT. To be honest, chemistry wasn't clicking. And Tony said 3.5 out of 5 because it was a good versus evil match.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, it was like you said. I agree with you. This is one of those matches that I say it could have been on TV. One thing I would love to give Kelani some flowers because she is nearing her 2-year anniversary in the ring in October, the end of October. So for her to be as fluid as she is in the ring, as far as like with her offense, uh, it's something that you love to see, especially if you've been around since day one with her from the 2.0 days. So or the breakout tournament as well. So I just had to give her flowers there. And as far as I kind of agree with the chat here, it didn't. Wendy wasn't really clicking. I don't know if it was because she was going so heavy into the supernatural or whatever hocus pocus gimmick that she's supposed to have. I feel like she was leaning too much into it to where it kind of took you out of it, or you kind of caught. It kind of looked like Kalani was trying to slow down for her, but then you have to keep in mind Kalani isn't at that level to where she can click on the fly of slowing down. Because you know how some wrestlers they've done it for so long that they've wrestled some high octane matches and some slow pace to where you've done it for so long to where you can instantly catch on like, okay, we're not clicking yet, so let's pivot. They're not there. She's not there yet. So it's kind of like you can kind of tell like the chemistry thing, that the conversation that we had started on Tuesday all the way into yesterday and today, the chemistry wasn't really there, but it wasn't a bad match.
Yeah, yeah, 100%, man. I'm just glad to see everybody agrees on one accord with this one. I would love to see what's next for Kalani feud wise from here, because as I mentioned, I'm still waiting to see a little bit more edge. Props to the fact that this version of Wendy Chu was slightly kind of bringing that out of her a little bit, but I still want to see a little bit more. But as far as her in-ring capabilities, man, she is still doing her thing. And as you mentioned, for 2 years and the anniversary with that, she's doing her thing. I agree with Riley. So far, Kalani versus... Honestly, they could have ran that back at this one if they wanted to. I wouldn't have been mad at that if they just ran it back from this one. But, we'll see what they decide to do for her next. Because this title needs to continue to go in the right direction of elevation. I know she can pull a Seth Rollins when he got that world. Also, clearly for her, it's going to take some time, so she has some of the right opponents. And that's the only thing about it being in developmental. So if they run out of some people, call some people down from the main roster. Yeah, because it's a lot of women up there you ain't doing nothing with yet. So don't bring them down. Let them work with her.
And we're also gonna see Tatum Paxley get revenge on Wendy Chu. So I'm pretty sure that's what's next for Wendy.
That feels like a Halloween Havoc kind of thing.
I mean, the next special they got is next month for Halloween Havoc, October. I don't know if it's gonna be a pay-per-view. I don't know if it's gonna be a pay-per-view or a weekly 2-parter again, like they did last year.
Yeah, it probably is. I think they usually do that as a TV one, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're setting that up for that because the whole spooky stuff.
Okay, Rennie over on YouTube said, Kalani, go back to your Kalani conversation. She needs a good heel to feud with.
I agree. And that's why I say if you don't have one ready for the mid-card level, go ahead and call somebody down from the main roster that's not being used. And
what about that Fatal Influence, whatever the fuck they call it? JC James group? Yeah.
Would you rather it be Fallon or would you rather it be JC? That's the only thing.
It could be both. But you're talking about as far as like have one be the tag team and the other be the way that I feel like they have it set up. I feel like it's gonna probably be Fallon.
Yeah, I can see that better.
because you know how their biggest gripe is these PC standouts or these D1 athletes.
Yeah,
Kelani is a D1 athlete. So
that's true.
this faction is pretty much set up. If they build it right, this faction is pretty much set up to solidify Kalani's reign. Hopefully they don't hot potato it as far as like have her steal it and then get it back. I mean they could, and then but long as they make it make sense. But I feel like Fatal Influence is literally set up to thwart Kalani's title reign.
That's a good. Let's see what they do because I'm sure they'll let us know something on Tuesday. So we're gonna be keeping eyes on that one.
Next up, we have another match that kept my eyes glued from the entrance all the way to the final bell, and that is Oba Femi defending the NXT North American Championship, going from the Women's North American Championship to the men's. It was Oba Femi versus the Don of NXT, Tony D'Angelo, the Don versus the Ruler. During his entrance, Oba ripped off they call it the Haas extender for the belts because he's a big boy. I thought it was the Velcro. I was like, damn. It just caught me off guard because a part of me thought he ripped the title in half. I was like, why would you do that? But it's the extender I guess because he was supposed to take it off eventually, so it won't look like a big old long belt when he holds it up, and it just caught me off guard. But what did you think about the match?
This was the other match I was talking about when I said it might have given a run for its money, with Wes Lee and Zachary Wentz as match of the night, because Tony D, the Don, even though my prediction might have been wrong, the Don took it to the Warrior. You know what I'm saying? He took it to the Ruler. He darn near had a couple near falls on this man, and more importantly, he was handling him in ways that a lot of people, you don't see him get handled like that. You know what I'm saying? That's such a nice strut. I love how he does that. You know, that's, bro.
It's so damn catchy.
Dun, 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 dun. You know, it's like hey, it's fire, dog. It's fire. But no, they had a lot of back and forths in this one. Tony D'Angelo got to really showcase his power game. I'm sure Oba was loving it as a competitor for somebody to match him, like power for power. Because like I said, he's had matches with some big guys, but none that really overpowered him like that, unless you count maybe Otis and the exchange that they had. But I mean, you know, he's been getting tested to the limit lately by some of these other fellow Hosses, and he's still coming out victorious. But leads me to wonder. Bear with me right here, brother. What if who's next for this man happens to be a 7 foot tall
Big Show?
I wish. No. Heck no. Keep him retired. No. No, man. The Nigerian Giant, my guy. The Nigerian Giant.
Oh, okay. Is he still around? Because I feel like they don't know what to do with that man.
He's still. Well, that's why I was saying bring him out. You need him in developmental anyway. Don't bring him out there and let him, go. Come on now. That's a Big East dream right there.
You want some 5-star matches? 20-minute classic. Not me.
Yeah, that's a big East dream.
Me.
Oba Femi and Omos? Yo, that would be crazy, right? You know, I was going to suggest another name, but you're going to say F that, so that's why I said Omos.
What's the other name? I want to hear this. I want to hear this other name.
He's in TNA.
Moose?
Yeah. Why not?
I mean, I mean, do it. Just don't have him talk.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Yes, fair enough. Fair enough. I'll give you that.
You couldn't even come. You couldn't even.
No,
I
ain't. You know what? I have no argument for that one. I'm
you like, yeah, you got a point there, buddy.
You know,
he was like,
Yeah.
yeah, you got a point.
Old Mushmouth, nah, don't let him talk. You know, you can bring him, let him wrestle, just don't let him. It's just like, hey, but nah, man, you know, I wouldn't be surprised for real. Hey, for real, I would not be surprised if him and Tony D run this back one more time. I wouldn't be surprised, but if this is like a one-off and this is it, then I recommend either Omos or Moose from TNA. One of the two.
Moose.
And by the way, while we're on the subject, this is why I'm mad that they let Bobby Lashley walk. You mean to tell me you couldn't have done a Bobby Lashley and come on, man. Bobby Lashley with Oba one good time. You don't think they would have tore the house the time, man? Let the vet come on down.
Shit, let Bobby go to TNA one time and then just come to an agreement as a crossover.
True. That would be nice. I wouldn't be mad at that. That could work. So I don't know, man. You know, that's just a thought. But this was a solid match, and
this was a house fight. Literally, I loved it. I love the fact that it was a house fight. I love it when they make it a house fight and not try to like. They got Oba's character right.
Mm-hmm.
It's right. It's literally he is not meant to have all these. Like Big E said, he's not meant to have all these 5-star classics or all that stuff. Like as far as like destroyers and all that, he's meant to whoop your ass.
Mm-hmm.
He is meant to be a beast.
Mm-hmm.
You have to match his. I hate to use this term, but you have to match his freak, and he's a freak of nature.
Why did I feel that coming? I just was hoping he was gonna say something different. Okay, yeah. Okay, all right. Yeah, no, you said it perfectly, bro. I mean, my dude, what do you do with this? Omnipotent. What do you do with this monster? A man my size cannot be intimidated, cannot be duplicated.
Mata!
I am the ruler of NXT. I am the champion. This man's like, I get, you know.
The fact that he be code switching though is crazy.
I know. It's crazy, right? My goodness, man.
like that actually is good to the point where I'd be like, damn, you did not sound like that when you first came on TV.
I was like, wait a minute, bro. It was all good a week ago until we found out you had a whole perfect English accent. What the heck?
American English accent at that.
Yeah,
he took Apollo Cruz's gimmick.
Except he did
the
it better.
Whole.
He did it better.
I think the reason why he did it better was because Apollo's accent didn't have enough bass in his voice.
Intercontinental champion.
Yeah, it was like he sounded like a toddler trying to find puberty, and puberty just skipped over his whole body. That's how he sounded that accent. Whereas this man got a little growl with it. It's kind of like what I'd be saying with Solo Sikoa, be like, acknowledge me, and he has it so timid where he's like, acknowledge me, and then you have Roman say, acknowledge me, and you be like, oh shit. Oh, what up, Dre?
Hey,
what's
happening, bro?
What's up, man? He was actually in the building, so hopefully you had a good time, my boy. He
For
said the
sure.
PLE was lit. Not gonna lie, biased because I was there in person. Yeah, I saw this man on there because he has a thing for Thea Hale,
Oh, okay,
and he had
brother.
a
I ain't mad
sign.
at you.
He had a sign that said Thea Hale section, and it was dead smack in the hard cam, like it was because he was right there at the ramp. So you saw that big ass sign when Chase U came out. I was like, that nigga Dre.
Hey, go ahead, my guy. Do that thing. I ain't mad at you. I hope you got a picture after the show with it. Come on, man.
Oh man, but yeah, what they do with Oba Femi, I am ready for them to go crazy for sure. Like, who do we think outside of the people we just said? Like, do you think they're gonna have this? Do you feel? I feel like the way they have this man booked, he's gonna retire as champion.
He is, and I wouldn't be surprised if he pulls a Keith Lee in a minute, and because eventually,
Go after that NXT title.
yeah, eventually he's got to like I want Ethan Page to cut a promo so bad that you hear this man's music and everybody goes, oh, and Booker T's like, oh, shucky ducky quack quack, oh
He gonna be like,
man,
oh,
you know.
he gonna be like, oh, ego man, oh, no water, no
Man,
bread,
I don't know.
just me.
Bread. Yeah, bro. Hey, that would be crazy. You know what I'm saying? So like, eventually
He
he's
like,
got
hey
to.
man. He gonna be like, hey man, you talk too much, dog. I tell you,
Yeah.
talk too much.
Yeah.
Now you gotta deal with the ruler. The ruler of the kingdom. You know he gonna peek back into his TNA accent. The ruler of the kingdom of NXT.
Don't remind me of that. Please don't. Please don't. Why? Yeah, because mention this.
Black
Think
Snow?
about it. Yeah. Come on, dog. Just about a year now, almost, right?
I think so. WWE died. I'm gonna go to WWE.com and see because you know they.
Because he
based
had
off-
it when we were at Mania.
This is true. He had it before, and he won it before, right?
Yeah, he won it before then.
Okay, so if I go based off of this, he's been champ for 235 days. So if he keeps the title for another 31 days, he'll be past. He'll break Wes Lee's record.
Ooh. Ooh, that'll make Wes Lee feel so salty if that happens. That's gonna make him feel salty. Yeah, bro. Hey.
Oh, he said crowd was pissed Joe Hendry didn't win. Hey, man.
Oh, of course they were. And that's how they were in TNA when he win at what was it? Not Bound for Glory, but the other paper Slam were pissed.
Mhm.
They were pissed at that too. You know, even though they were happy for Nick Nemeth, it was like, you know, they really wanted Hendry.
They was pissed he was eliminated,
Hey, man.
but and then you got Josh Alexander on Twitter. It's like, hey, you are a loser.
Yeah, I was wrong. I thought he was going to interfere, and I wish that was the outcome, but no, it was not. We will get to that later.
No.
Nonetheless, shout out to Oba. I'm looking forward to seeing. I say just let him keep it the whole year, and then go straight after that NXT title if you don't do it sooner. Go right ahead.
Facts. The next match, speaking of titles, NXT Women's title was on the line. Jaida Parker, Ms. Parker, challenging the prodigy, Simply Better, if you will, Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's Championship. I kept texting you during this match. I was like, because I think the first thing I said, I was like, bro, please don't let this match be too long. And the reason why I say that is because I was like, as much as I love Jaida, as much as I love Rox, I was like, Jaida, she's further along than where she was 6 months ago, but I feel like it was still a few moments during this match where I was like, yeah, you're heading in the right direction. She wasn't bad, but you can tell like when you, because I have eyes, like I'm not in the industry, but I have eyes, and I can tell you from a visual perspective, she has the selling down pat. She has the presence down pat. She knows how to trash talk. She knows how to make you feel something. Like when Rox stole her taunt, basically, where she was like, she did the LeBron taunt. She was pissed. And the cameraman perfectly captured her face, was like, oh, this bitch. And then when she went for the kick, she's like, you know you done fucked up now. And she literally said that as clear as day. I'm like, I don't need no mouth reader to say that. So that's what I'm saying. She has the presence and the basics down. Once she tackles that fluidity and the comfortability to basically like not really slow down, she's gonna be dangerous.
Oh yeah.
And I said the same thing about Jade a couple of years ago when she first started. Like, I'm not out here hating on nobody. One thing about me is I will give you your flowers, but also say, okay, hey, once you get this down, you straight. But outside of that, Roxanne Perez did her role perfectly, helped lead and led Jaida to one of her better matches in her young career, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Thoughts on this?
Man, you pretty much hit it on the nail. One of her better matches since at least the matches that she had with Mia Yim, because so far these two have helped her out really well. She looked good in defeat, and this proves my point of what I was saying when I made my Sir Wilkins like take, what he did when he made the same take about Bianca back in her heyday when she started out. She ain't ready yet, y'all, but it's a reason. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think she'll win the NXT title in NXT per se. I think she may have another opportunity, and she'll a lot better. Like you said, she's gotten better from 6 months ago. Probably the next time she gets a NXT Women's title opportunity, or even a North American title opportunity, whichever they decide to give her next. She won't necessarily win that either. Her first gold until the main roster. And even then, it'll have a similar, because even with, I watched the interview that Muscle Man Malcolm did and with Jaida Parker, and literally a lot of people, she said it out of her own mouth, a lot of people have already given her the comparisons of a Bianca. He asked her, like, hey, who's some opponents on the main roster, you dream opponents you want to face? Who you think those two names were? Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. And I said, yep, sounds about right, because you got the greenness of a Jade Cargill, but you're getting better. And you got the pathway of how you're, pretty much growing so fastly, just like Bianca. So, like, you're like a mesh of the two, really, in a sense, in your own unique way. So, like, it's one of those things where I wouldn't be surprised if she won gold on the main roster more so than on the NXT level, but you never know. It could.
If they want to go have her win the North American title,
They could. It's cool. I mean, because if anyone would be the person to beat Kelani for it, I guess you could say it would be Jaida Parker if they decide to go that route. But like you said, the Fallon situation makes that tricky, because Fallon deserve some type of title.
one thing I can tell you about NXT compared to the main roster, Shawn Michaels don't wait.
You're right. You don't.
He don't. You have to be a special talent to go a long term title reign. I feel like he's waiting for somebody to take that title off of Kelani. Like, as far as, I don't mean to say like he's waiting. It's more so like he don't believe in slow building. Shawn Michaels NXT is an acid trip. Triple H is, you have to marinate like it's a steak.
Man, you are so right, brother. It's talk about opposites, boy.
See, Dre, you came in kind of late, but we basically said we didn't say anything about Kelani losing the title right away. We were basically saying like she needs more opponents to kind of solidify this reign. That's all we saying. And if they do get around to it, then I could see somebody like a Fallon or Jada taking the title off her. as far as the next champion. But yeah, they definitely need some heels when it comes to that. And then Jaida, like I said, I put out that tweet. Like I was like, that's some solid shit. That was a solid match. Her ass broke the barricade, literally.
Per usual, that's just I can't tell you how many people try to trash her finish, and I'm just like, you are the type of brothers that must not have had buns of steel in your life, brother. Because when you got that much junk in the trunk, Negro, of course it's an effective finisher. What do you expect? Naomi did the rear view, the rear view. Okay?
Groceries in the face.
Literally. She used to beat people with that move. Trust me. Then she started incorporating other moves into her arsenal. But trust me, that rear view don't leave. It still shows itself. Okay? So
listen, the people who are hating on this finish, I need y'all to sit there and take the move full force and then come back to me.
Exactly, bro. She literally pulls a Braun Breaker. She runs into the ropes before doing it, giving it more momentum to back that thing up. Shout out to Juvenile. Just saying. do. For the 99 and the 2000.
The bad.
How has no one done this with her yet? Seriously.
You a fine motherfucker then to back that ass up.
How has no one done this with her yet? Gresh, there you go. You the first one to do it. You credit me.
I'm about to do that edit. I'm about to do that edit. I'm about to pull out the genuine and be like, fuck it. You a bad motherfucker, then back that ass.
Go ahead, brother. Do every moment from when she went through the do when she did it on Mia Yim through the doggone wall. Do it when she just every finisher her using that rump. Go ahead and do that bump. Hey man, you know how we do, bro. You know how we do, bro. Y'all know how we do, bro. Y'all know how we do. It's crazy.
Oh my god.
Boy
man,
got broke. That's what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Her entire presentation was pressured. Like I enjoyed. That's what I'm saying. She's headed in the right direction. Like patience, people. Like if you give her another year to polish this shit up, she's gonna be dangerous. Because she already got the entertainment side down, the promos and all that stuff. But once she gets real fluid in that ring, no injuries, God forbid, boom. Because I liked her selling, like she was selling the back, selling the ribs, and I'm like, yo, you're heading in the right direction. So Jaida Parker is pressure, like she said. Like she said a couple months ago, she said that Jaida Parker brings that pressure that locker room has never seen before, and I believe her. I believe her wholeheartedly.
Now, speaking of championships and new champions, let's go ahead and talk about how this match ended. My brother, I'm going to let you have the floor on that one.
Who you talking about with Rox?
Yeah.
How it ended? How it ended or how,
the aftermath.
How the aftermath of it, where the lights went dark. People were speculating for the last couple of days who might be debuting. Will it be new signee Delta? Will it be new signee from Chile, Stephanie Valkyrie? Or would it be one of the most lethal yet drop dead gorgeous women I've ever seen in my life? and the only Giulia. The rumor is true, my niggas.
Ooh.
Giulia is in WWE. We saw her in Philly.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And brother, when they showed her, I was stuck for a good 5 minutes. I couldn't even get into the beginning of that next match. Whatever, it had a match before that one, and then they showed her on the screen, and then they had a match after her, and I'm like, my God, this woman, TV does not do this woman justice. She is drop dead gorgeous in person. Mm-hmm. If you've seen her in person, if you had the honor of seeing her in person, my God.
What you said?
Shoo.
Come on. Why?
Man, Giulia is here though. She is officially arrived in WWE NXT, and her first opposition is none other than Roxanne Perez. We are off to the races. What a way to debut! A lot of people say. A lot of people was like, "Yo, you sure you want to debut?" Yes. This is. We've already had the appetizer with Roxanne's title reign, the second title reign. Now it's time for the main course. Because you got Giulia. Maybe they let her wrestle Stephanie Valkyrie. We don't know. Because what's the next pay-per-view they got coming up for NXT?
Oh,
outside of the Halloween stuff.
Outside of Halloween Havoc, I want to say it's not Great American Bash. What's that other one? It's the one they do after Survivor Series. Because remember, it'll be like their last...
Roadblock?
Yeah, I think it's Roadblock. It's either Roadblock or Vengeance. No, they did Vengeance Day earlier, so it's got to be Roadblock.
Survivor Series. Yeah, it's not 9 out of 10 is Roadblock. Because if I go based off of... Okay, let's look at the history of their PLEs, if you will. 2020. Let's go based off of 2023. I'm looking at WWE.com now, so I'm like, let's go based off of their archives, really. Let's see. What's this? Previews. Stand and Deliver. That's the April. So I know he said Dre said I know Bash and Roadblock gotta happen. So that's what I'm saying. I would not be surprised if that happens. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm thinking Roadblock is what it's given.
I feel like that's what they use for they use that to close out. Yeah, okay, so we go based off of Roadblock.
Okay.
Because they already did Great American Bash. I mean, not Roadblock, Deadline. I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep saying Roadblock, but Deadline.
Deadline. Okay, yeah, that's right. Deadline.
Because they got the if they do the Iron Survivor Challenge, that can determine the number one contenders, and they can still have the title match. Because the last one they did was Lyra Valkyria versus... It was Lyra Valkyria versus... Where is she? Did that not happen last year? Oh, it did. Okay, it was Lyra Valkyria versus... Oh, no, it didn't happen. She didn't even defend her title last year. It was the Iron Survivor.
Iron Survivor. Okay.
Yeah, she came out and then got attacked by Cora Jade.
Yep, that's right. She had made her return. So, okay, cool.
Who was also a rumored debut or return.
It's about her time again. So yeah, man. If she retired, if she came back at Deadline last year, I wouldn't be surprised if she comes back this year. It'd be like full circle.
And hopefully this time health is on her side.
Yes, absolutely, brother. But I'm excited for this, man.
I ain't gonna lie to you. After this, I kind of did not watch the main event like that.
Yeah, well, let's segue.
I was stuck on this gorgeous woman being on my TV.
Brother, I do not blame you. Okay,
we the same age. Thank God, we are the same age. Like I got tired. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like this is just me. I got tired of people coming to me talking to me about these youngins. I'm sounding old, but I'm tired of these youngins telling me like, oh my God, look at this 22-year-old, this 23-year-old. I'm like, brother, show me the 30, show me the 40-year-olds. like, what are we doing here?
It's like show me the Oscars and the Kyrie Sanes
Yeah,
and the
exactly.
Giulias
Show me the women
and the Baileys. I want the
and the
Baileys.
Baileys and the Yamzillas and all these. Show me the women. But nah, jokes aside, I'm excited to see what they do with Giulia. She keeps her name. She has a whole presentation. They made her debut a big deal. If you followed her final run in Japan and Marty is it Marigold?
Yeah.
Marigold, I believe. That's what she just finished up with. She's pretty much here to stay for the time being. So you got her faced up against Roxanne Perez. I'm guessing you're gonna get her and Jaida Parker, because if you go off that interview, she's like, you can get some too.
They could, or they could.
So,
knowing them, sometimes they just act like it. That could have just been like foreshadow for the future of way down the line thing.
Okay. Riley said she see Giulia took them box braids out for this. I mean, she had her braids out for a long time.
Yeah.
And I don't really. Once I found out that her braids was a tribute to Hana Kimura, I kind of just don't get. I don't join in on the whole offended culture thing, because I'm like, that's a tribute to Hannah. That's the only reason why she got the box braids to begin with.
Yeah. Good point.
So, but other than that, yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with Giulia. Like I said, I got distracted for the main event like crazy, because I'm like, he had me out here sounding like what's his name, Shannon Sharp, with that video where you like the yams, cornbread, mac and cheese, oxtails, neck bone, collard green, sweet potato pie, deviled eggs.
What's the deal with that meme? What makes it such a is it because he's just going down different foods that
He's going down good food, so he's like, this is some good eating.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. That shows y'all. True. You right. You right, Gresh. You right, Gresh. You right.
You already know how that man talk. Yo, I'm like, all right, nigga.
Oh man.
But yeah, man.
Come on.
I'm excited to see what they do. They do. The women's division for NXT is in good hands. So I'm good. And then last but certainly not least, before we get up out of here, for NXT No Mercy is the main event for the NXT Championship. Trick Williams was the special guest referee. Ethan Page defends against Joe Hendry. I saw the match. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was a solid match. It went about 20 minutes. But I still was stuck on Giulia. So if you watched it and have your thoughts, go for it, my brother.
I mean, honestly, it was what it was, man. It was a match, and the story was pretty much. It looked like they were trying to tease a little slight tension between Joe Hendry and Trick Williams, because there was a spot where Ethan Page had his foot directly under the ropes when he went for a pin that could have gave you a new championship. Seems like that's the common theme with Joe Hendry. They're really teasing him becoming a heavyweight champion whether it's NXT, whether it's TNA. They keep coming close and biting. So he's being teased a lot lately with this. But, Trick, like I said, he got in Trick's face a little bit, but not like in a mean way. Trick was like, hey, bro, I did my job. Like, this fool's under the ropes. And Trick just looked like somebody, at the end, especially that shot of him holding up Ethan Page's hand. Like, he was doing his job, but he also was killing him, because he was just like, man, I want my title back, kind of thing. So, like, yeah, it was what it was. Like you said, brother. I mean, it's not really.
This could have been a match. That's what I'm saying. This could have been a match that was like, in ring wise, it could have been a TV match too.
It very well could have been, honestly, and that's all due respect to our boy Trick, because we love Trick really, man. Hearing whoop that Trick on 901 day just feels so chef's kiss. It's a beautiful thing. But other than that, man, yeah. Oh, and people commenting loving the fact that he had those Concord 11s. You know what I'm saying? Of course.
I'm laughing at the fact this man had a vest for the referee shirt.
Yeah, well, Trick gonna show them abs. That man worked for them abs. He gonna show that even in the referee shirt. Some say that's the best referee dressing since Jacqueline. So I'm like, hey, you know what? Whatever.
I agree. Thank you. Yes, Jackie. Back in the day,
yes.
Y'all tried to see. Now I got a gripe to pick with y'all. Y'all tried to sell me on Sable. Y'all tried to sell me on Terry Rollins. I mean, she was fine, but Jackie,
yes.
She should have won Miss Royal Rumble. She should have won Miss Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Prime Jacqueline is one that is never forgotten about.
Pressure. Talk about pressure.
Ooh, boy. Good old country accent on top of it. Man, listen.
She from Texas, ain't she?
Yeah, she had that Texas accent, boy.
Brother. Okay. See, listen, people need to understand. It's some crazy Texans out there. There's crazy people everywhere. But them Texas women,
wow.
Something different about them. I'm just saying. Yep. Especially if they from the Dallas area. Dallas-Austin area.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to anybody in the chat from the Texas area. You feel me? Come on. Hey. Yeah, man. Trick Willie was putting on, boy. He was putting on, and we made that thing work. So, and then there's Pete Dunne.
What was your thoughts on that end? Because I saw a mixed bag on that. A lot of people was kind of that ending.
Yeah, I'm with that mixed bag. That was a very TV ending. It's like, look, man. First off, what the hell are we even doing with Pete Dunne? First, 1 minute you're in a feud with Sheamus randomly, which not random because it had history. It's just random in how you executed it. And then they had their match and he lost. So I'm like, okay. But at the same time of doing that, you got him kind of doing this mini feud with Trick. So I'm just like, y'all really, really, really trying to hold Trick on these side quests until he gets that title back, huh? All right.
I feel like if the clear direction isn't him regaining that title post Halloween Havoc, they've lost the plot. I was gonna say that right now.
They really have, bro. Because I'm like, what was the point of him losing this title that he didn't even get pinned for? So
Did he even get? He got a rematch, didn't he? Or he did not?
No, he has not. That's the thing. He has not, and I don't understand why yet. I'm like, yo, he was never pinned, and he did his finisher on dude. It was a fluke. Technically speaking, this man's title win is a fluke. Yet they've had him defend it.
I feel like they pivoted because Joe Hendry popped. And he was like, yo, we have to capitalize on this. We have to put Trick on ice a little bit. Yeah. So now it's like now that he's lost, I feel like the clear direction after Trick is done with Pete should be Trick saying, hey, I want my title back.
Man, I sure hope so, bro, because they gotta do more, they gotta do better by our boy, man. They gotta do better by him. Like, come on, man.
Oh, for sure.
But other than that, like you said, I mean, that about does it. Like the most that, like we said earlier, there was high points and in between points and low points. And at the end of the day, chat, let us know what y'all thought about the show. Give us y'all ratings overall, whether you were there live or, watching like us. But for us, speaking for myself, I say this was about a solid 7.
I give it a 7. It would have been 6.5 if Giulia didn't debut.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah.
And even if it was Stephanie back, if it was anybody other than Giulia or Stephanie, I would have been like, okay, this is a 6.5. But That debut bumped it up by 5 points because it's like I'm intrigued, and it was overall fun. One thing about these, honestly, I feel like all the last few pay-per-views have not missed to me. All In,
Okay.
Bash in Berlin, and tonight. Like as far as like nothing made me like, oh my god, this entire show is ass. Because one thing about NXT, I feel like we say this every time NXT has a pay-per-view, they have not missed yet this year. We enjoyed Stand and Deliver because we was there. We enjoyed Heat Wave. We enjoyed the surprise that Ethan won the title. And then tonight, it was a mixed bag, but we still enjoyed ourselves in some way, shape, or form. Like there was no complaints on our end when it comes to NXT tonight.
Yeah, and I'm sure when they get the deadline, I mean, that Iron Survivor Challenge always usually hits when they have the right competitors. So, like, dog, I could see them lining up quite a few people for that, for the men and the women. Because actually, Giulia, for all we know, if she don't just go straight to it, she could be in that very challenge. That's probably how they get to it. We don't really know yet. We're going to find out.
I mean, she tweeted and said, I came to see you, Roxanne. So they might just go full throttle with just Giulia straight to the title.
Oh, and then I feel sorry for the Women's Survivor Challenge winner then. Because
one thing about Giulia, don't let her headbutt you. That's all I would say.
Ooh, wee.
Because she will legit knock you the fuck out. She has a thick head.
Yeah, best of luck. Pause. Best of luck to the women. Best of Oh, we had to do that because he was stuck on my girl, man. He was stuck. So I was just like, hey. Wait a minute.
Giulia.
Oh, boy. Come on now.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah. Overall, ladies and gentlemen, all of our jokes and kids aside, like we said, NXT has been pretty solid all year. There hasn't been a single show pay-per-view or PLE that we've been like, yeah, that was trash. Like, even if it was all right or average, it was still like a good average, like above average kind of thing where you can see the improvements of certain talents and the ones that have room to grow. So shout out to them. Shout out to AEW. Like you said, so far most of their pay-per-views have been pretty much accurate. Builds, whole different story, but still solid shows. WWE so far has had
I feel like we're checking out of builds to shows. I think that's what that is. Like a lot of these weekly shows, you can kind of tell that they're going the route of we're just going to announce these matches because people are going to watch anyway.
Yeah. It comes off that way. I mean, we got All Out, next week? All In? All Out?
All Out this Saturday. We won't be doing a post show because I'll be out of town for a family reunion. So I'll try to watch.
That show will be too late anyway.
Oh yeah. I'm talking about like we won't. I'm talking about like we'll give our preview and predictions on Tuesday. But as far as me actually, I'll try to watch it. If I'm not too exhausted from the festivities of that day. I mean, if I am, then I'll watch it on the way back.
For sure.
But other than that, yeah, and I think the only match that I feel like they confirmed so far, I feel like they confirmed Bryan Danielson versus Jack Perry, Mercedes versus Shida, which they haven't even acknowledged that Britt match.
Obviously with reason. So that says a lot.
That says a lot. Like they have not acknowledged that match.
By the way, there might be a reason for that. I've heard through someone else who's heard from direct sources about Miss Britt. Apparently, Britt really truly is the problem behind the scenes. That's all I can say.
I'd be like, whoever that source is to the person, thank you, Captain Obvious.
Yeah, I know. That's all I'm saying. I'm like, yep. Hey, she truly is the problem. Like, I'm like, all right, cool. Well,
But other than that, hopefully you guys enjoy our takes and talks on when it comes to wrestling in general. Tomorrow is Labor Day. Hopefully you guys enjoy yourself. What do they do on Labor Day? Cookout? Grill?
yeah,
Eat?
it's the last officially grill and pool parties because
Yeah.
pools close after Labor Day. So if
True.
you're swimming,
It
and
might
you know how
be.
to swim,
Yeah, please swim if you know how to do it. If you don't know how to swim, just kick your feet and take your ass home.
Exactly.
But as far as tomorrow, hopefully you guys, it may be the end of the summer, but it's still probably gonna be hot as hell. But other than that, hopefully you guys enjoy the content that we bring you. We'll be back here on Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be in the middle of NXT because we're testing new times. We'll do a different time the week after that just to see how you guys are feeling. And if you guys ain't feeling it, we'll just go back to the 10 and we'll just figure it out on down the line. Or we might, but we're just testing new times and all that stuff. Other than that, make sure you guys tune into All Shit Here We Go again tomorrow with Ruthless Lala, and then we'll be back here on Tuesday, and then we'll be back the week after that because we won't be doing All Out because it'll be too late in the day. But outside of that, hopefully you guys enjoy your Labor Day. Stay safe out here. Don't do anything stupid. Don't do anything ignorant. Make sure you follow your boy Hi-Lite Real at Hi-Lite Life, OTS Media Co. His entire brand that he's representing. Our boy DJ. Make sure you guys follow your boy at his Gresh or Ayo is Gresh everywhere else. And other than that, make sure you guys stay safe out here in the streets. Subscribe to that QR code so you can listen to the audio format whenever you want to, wherever you listen to. Give us 5-star ratings and download all the good stuff because it helps the show grow and evolve. But other than that, deuces, ooses, y'all stay safe. And we are out because you can remember to always eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. We out. Y'all be breezy.
time for bed.